Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming, your home for narrative and roleplay focused tabletop role-playing game actual plays here on Twitch. Later available video on demand on YouTube next week. We're back after some time off, a little reshuffling. I have moved upstairs in the overlay, taking back over the GM chair. We thank Stephen for his time. And now we are ready to proceed back with the original crew doing what we do. So we are going to pick up right where we left off. I've been studying Foundry and the adventure path, so spoiler alert, I know how this goes. We're going to pick right back up. One new character we met in our last episode, 3 OGs, and we will start by meeting everybody. We'll do a quick little bunch of announcements, quick little recap, just because there's not much really to cover. We're going to kind of start a little bit new tonight. And then we'll jump into our big episode 6, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. We will start with me. I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. If you like what we do here, give us a like, follow, subscribe, high five, fist bump, consent given, pat on the butt. Anything to show your support. We are live here Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/GrowedUpGeek. Video on demand available on YouTube the following Monday, youtube.com /@GrowedUpGeek. Yeah, that's it. All right, let's meet our amazing cast who I've had the pleasure of playing with for going on 2 years now. Let us start. Let's just go around the horn. Let us start with Nick. Tell us about Salvatore.
Salvatore is a cleric of Urgathoa, now the only member of the party who is so into Urgathoa. Really going to be bummed. The parties aren't going to be the same. Feasts are not going to be as feasty. But he is a tall, skinny Vetelarana, which is like a psychic vampire. So he really just wants to get to know everybody, but he doesn't want you to tell him about it. I just want to like suck the memories out of your head. Just get a little nourishment, but don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. That's just
take the fun away.
Yeah. It takes all of the fun that I'm having, just like washes it away. So he's a glad hander, trying to make his way up through the ranks of the reanimators, and we just like got in the service of a bloodlord, so that's cool. And we got a new house now. We finally cleared all the critters out, I'm pretty sure, and we brought our new little critter back to the house, little Milky Boy.
Awesome. And in addition to clearing out all the critters, impromptu renovations have begun on the house as well. Speaking of impromptu renovations, we talked to our good friend Landon. Tell us about Kreegan and maybe anything they may know about the renovation project currently underway at the house.
Yeah, so I play Kreegan. He's a Dhampir orc. So a Dhampir is someone who's like born as a sort of pseudo vampire, still part of the living or the quick, but can heal through negative energy. As far as the renovations go, Kreegan 100% believes that he deceived the party into thinking that he wasn't doing anything too crazy, having some contractors come to the manor after he accidentally knocked a hole into the wall and couldn't fix it. So he thinks he got away with it, 100% believes it, but, of course, he's not a very good liar.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
The perfect crime.
The perfect, yeah. Kreegan, he's born to a nomadic tribe of warriors, so he doesn't really have a lot of manners, and his social IQ is pretty low. He's not dumb in general. He just isn't very good with people. So he's slow to make friends, but once he makes friends, he's pretty defensive. So that's it for him, though.
Good to have an angry, loyal, half vampire orc barbarian to
Yeah, he
to
just
stick up
keeps
for.
coming at you.
Yeah, man. I mean, daytime, nighttime, live, dead, doesn't matter. I'm coming for you.
Exactly.
Awesome. We slide over to our newest member of the party, not our cast here. Tenta, tell us a little bit about Milk and their circumstances for arriving with the party.
I'm Tenta. I play Milk. Milk is a super jacked little goblin guy that's obsessed with guns and explosions, and he's intelligent, but he's definitely unstable, and he ended up basically unconscious and found by Salvatore, waking up and being abruptly thrust into the world that he's in. He hasn't been undead very long. He, at one point, was a professional wrestler on the major circuit, lost the belt, was walking home, and was attacked by ghouls, and basically woke up in this situation. So he's pretty disoriented, not sure who to trust, and but he's got his blunderbuss, so he's happy about that.
Nice rhyme.
Sometimes that's all you need. Okay. Outstanding. Let's see what happened here. Nothing. Good to go. All right. Last and not least, our good friend from the beginning, who I've played D&D longer, or tabletop role-playing games longer than anybody else in this world. Lewis, tell us about the only living character left, the only pure living character left, and our good friend Vorys.
So Vorys is a magus. He is now the only living character in the party. Kind of, scares him a little bit. Not really too much, because he's been around this this life long enough, so he's he understands that being around the dead comes with some things, and sometimes you just got to avoid them. And then, sometimes you just got to avoid the people in your party.
All right, fair.
That's why he's out shopping by himself.
All right. Lovely. All right. That is our amazing cast. I'm so thankful that through all the ups and downs and everything that we've been through, that we can still manage to get it together, no matter how much time we've missed, to get back to it and hang out, roll some dice, and play pretend for grown-ups. So we will begin. Last week, the party, or the general overview so far, the party fresh to Geb and the town of GrowedUpGeek have found their way into the good graces of a local bloodlord, a kind of aristocracy throughout the nation of Geb. She had them investigate a farm. It was hers, yes?
Her cousins?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it was hers, but her brother was running it.
Yeah, that was the body that we had Kreegan carry back, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Upon investigation, this kind of bad goings on at her farm, the party discovered that the grain that is used to feed the few living citizens of GrowedUpGeek and Geb at large had been maliciously and intentionally poisoned, as if taking a specific shot at the living currently occupying this nation of the undead. Upon solving that, they were gifted a house, which was mentioned in the opening, that we cleaned out. Eventually, after much struggles of being a level 1 party, upon doing so, reached level 2. We will pick it up there the morning after, everybody celebrating, kind of feeling better as we use it for the meta of leveling up. And we'll pick up there with Bloodlords episode 6, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? All right, so it's the morning. Everybody has woken up. We'll start with Milk. You claimed the basement, yeah?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
It's my workshop now.
Okay. So after coming home, being brought home and being, I guess, nursed back to health, The more
dragged back home and violently magicked back into life. Yeah.
consent matters for everything, y'all.
Just rubbed you down with some oil of unlife and cast a few. I might have failed once on the medical checks with a risky surgery, but I stitched you right back up, buddy. We got you.
While holding me upside down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there are straps that or chains or something in the basement that are already set up for that kind of a thing. So,
and just chains that would use for like a normal sized person's arms, man. You dangle you upside down with those.
I don't know why we're dangling you upside down to do deal checks, but sure.
That's what happens.
It's like a dog. You don't want to get bit.
You drug me home, and I kept hitting my face on all the stones on the way home.
So you're undead.
All right, so give us a little bit of what you did upon kind of settling into the basement, and how you would spend your morning, the first little bit of your morning.
So now that he's kind of settled in, he's got his like workbench area, and he's got like a bunch of half-broken, discarded weapons in a pile that he kind of like takes bits and pieces of, and he's got what's in the works of being a huge junk pile. Anything he's found throughout the house that no one seemed to want, he's collected it and he's taken it to the basement. So
anything goes missing, got it.
Yeah, if you're missing anything that you thought you might have, it could be in the basement. And yeah, he's just making his own little area to tinker with. And his morning routine basically looks like wake up, extensive calisthenics, hardcore weightlifting, and then straight to the tinker table where he becomes, smart guy goblin, puts on the goggles, and starts tinkering away.
Now, is it like a kind of purposeful, deep meditative like tinkering, or is it like I picture like smashing things together, cursing, throwing things about?
Oh no, when he's tinkering, he's not so mentally unstable. He's actually pretty focused.
Okay.
Yeah, he's properly trained. So.
All right. So Milk down in the basement tinkering away. Salvatore. It's morning. Where did you claim? You claim the study is your area, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't have to sleep necessarily. I could take a little like cat nap, but most of his energy is derived from like sucking people's memories, which I did get a little taste of Milk's memories before we fully revived him. So that was nice little re-up.
Okay.
Just a little caffeine drip. So he's like pretty fastidious kind of person. So he's like arranged all of the books in here in like alphabetical and categorical order. Initiated the Dewey Decimal System inside of the house.
It's universal.
Yeah. And then just kind of like inventorying what books we have in the library and like what if we the previous owner's documents, kind of trying to go through there and make sense of his like end of days mad ramblings.
Okay. While you do this, Argoon the Annihilator is kind of curious. He can't really manage to get books off the shelves. So as you're kind of pulling them off and reorganizing them, the ones that you have scattered about, he kind of flips over and like starts flipping through them. Like, oh man, I forgot about some of these stories. I'm in this one. And he points to like another book about some historic battle. He's like, see, I was a squire here. And he it's like, there was a painting made. He keeps flipping pages. Oh, there I am. And he like tries to point to like this point in the page that's like so small, but he is hell-bent insistent that is him. It's me right there.
I feel like your knuckles are a little bit different than this person's knuckles in the picture.
Oh, I wasn't wearing sunscreen yet. Like I was I got to take care of myself. I was a lot younger in this. Like, look at this. Look at.
I wasn't quite desiccated yet.
Yeah. Look at that thumbnail. Look, that thumbnail's very clearly me.
He seems a little more hydrated than you are.
All right. Well, I'll leave you to it, and he just kind of like skitters off towards the kitchen. Vorys, where did you take your room?
I actually took the master bedroom, what it
the big one
appears to be, with the little secret room on the side.
Got it. All right. So you wake up in your lovely appointed room. Nice and big. No draft, no breeze of any kind. What does your morning look like? You can kind of hear Argoon kind of getting worked up out in the big room. Him and Salvatore seem to be having a vigorous discussion.
So I'll definitely come out of the room and just kind of like, oh man, I didn't quite sleep as good as I normally do, but in a new house, in a new part of town, I guess I'll get used to it. And then I'll kind of like see Salvatore in there, like reading through the books, and I'll look at him and just like, "Do you find any good spell books yet?"
Not so much in the way of spell books, but more of insane ramblings.
Oh, well, insane ramblings are, a good read at night sometimes. I don't know about you, the kind of upbringing you had, but I definitely got read insane ramblings. Yeah, it really wasn't like a bedtime story, as it was kind of, you can hear cult worship through the walls kind of thing. And I'll just kind of like make my way past.
Same. It's like when you say like, "How are you doing?" to someone, and they really tell you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, man, you wanted to know.
I fell asleep to cult chanting.
So
cool, man.
This is like the first time it's happened. So Salvatore has an anathema to like people sharing their like it's like sunlight to regular vampires. So when you're like, oh yeah, my childhood, then they like opened up a little bit. He's just like, ugh.
No, terrible.
Just like, oh my god, this is. I don't want to know about this. Okay, this is too much, and just kind of like walks away.
Oh, all right. Well, good morning to you too. Hey, if that hand cooks anything? You think it would be presumptuous of me to ask him if he cooks breakfast?
I'm sure a pot.
From across the kind of center room, you smell a little something. You're not sure if it's an unfamiliar like dish or if something's burning.
Oh no, it's exotic meats.
Oh God. I hope he knows I'm not dead.
But yeah, the kitchen doors are closed, and you kind of faintly hear like pots, like kind of not being like gently placed on things, but like kind of like sound of like them being knocked over and stuff like falling off the tables. And occasionally you hear like a mumbled swearing.
Like, maybe that's where he is, and I'll start making my way towards the kitchen.
All right, as you make your way to the kitchen, Kreegan, how's the renovation going, and what's the first part of your day look like?
It was very nice. Having the window, even though it had to be fixed yesterday, the window was very nice. It gave him a nice breeze. He would naturally get up early in the morning to do his daily workout because he's got to stay in shape to wield his giant sword. But, as he finishes, he will walk out of the room. He's, again, he grew up in like a nomadic warrior tribe. He doesn't have the most manners. So he just comes out in like a loincloth. He's just in a loincloth, basically what he went to sleep in, working out. He just comes on in here seeing Salvatore as he walks, and he's gonna just sit down right in front of him. He's not even gonna close his legs. He's just sitting down in the loincloth, just everything hanging out. And he's going to say to Salvatore, he'll say, that was a very comfy bed. I have never had a comfy bed like that. Not as comfy, anyways. The ones in the inn are quite nice.
Yeah, I like staying in inns.
Yes, all I had when I was growing up was the furs that we laid on. So, these beds,
I wonder how the
so
fur
much
trade is going in the city.
How the what?
Do you think that they have a large market for furs here in the city?
It's possible. There are hunters, but the dead don't always feel cold, yes? So maybe they don't need the furs as much.
I don't feel anything at all, and then he'll stroll out of the room.
Oh my god, I gotta get out of here before you share something. Ah!
And as he does, Kreegan will just kind of like prop his legs up on like the end table or something, just kind of like laying back and relaxing in his new manner.
Just free balling it.
Did I catch like an eye, like a side eye of him like walking out, like, oh dear God, man, put some pants on.
Hey, Kreegan, why don't you put the rabbit back in the hole?
Kreegan looks back at him and says, "Oh, is this not okay?"
Didn't we talk about this before? Haven't we talked about this at some other point in time? If not, this is the conversation.
I do not recall.
Okay, well, in normal society, when you're sleeping with other people in a house,
But we
wear
didn't sleep
clothes.
together.
No. Under the same roof. Under the same roof.
He just kind of like looks up.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just
there
kinda
you go. You got it.
nods his head.
You got it.
So I can't.
Nope.
comfortable?
Not just like in your room. In your room, when the door is barred.
When you lock yourself in.
When you lock yourself in at night, that's when you can do that.
He kind of like gives a disappointed look as he just kind of like gets up, kind of slouches his shoulders, and kind of slowly walks back to his room.
As that happens,
Milk's in the hallway.
yeah, Milk comes up from downstairs, and he's got his leather apron on, but he's got nothing else on underneath. So he's just ass out, walking to the kitchen, and he's like, "How's it going?"
Oh, oh God, no, back down, back down, you two, back down.
Milk,
we live with a couple of bodybuilders.
I don't have your token, but I do have you in the main room now. If you just want to be weird and half naked like an old guy in a locker room, that's up to you.
He's all jacked. He knows he looks great, so he's just walking around.
No. Clothes back downstairs. You come back up with clothes on, or you don't come back.
Vorys, as you're kind of like dealing with the nudity in the house, as a father of a toddler where nudity is very prevalent, I'm glad your escapism is filled with adults playing naked toddlers in the house. So escapism, we're killing it.
Yeah.
So as you're dealing with all the nudity, you can hear the pots and the pans kind of clanging in the kitchen, and you hear the voice of Argoon. "Oh, I'm almost done. No need to come in here."
Man, are you sure? Like, I am quite familiar cooking for myself. So, I mean,
Actually, if you could help me, just kind of bring the food out. I guess I'm kind of shorthanded. To fuck you, hand puns.
He starts
y'all.
like knocking on the door. He's
Hand
like,
puns.
I like you already. Self puns, I like you. You're self-deprecating. We like you.
When you open the door, he's, instead of walking like Thing, he's up on like the stump, like hoping for a high
Hopping.
five. Like
All
it's a
right,
high. He's
I'll
on the
give him low
floor.
five.
He's on the floor.
Yeah.
So, but like his fingers are upwards. So to him, it's a high five. For you, like you're
I'm
gonna have to
definitely
like.
going down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely giving the kid like I'll throw the kitchen door open and like he'll just see the hand stick through. Like yeah.
And come down. You're gonna give him a high five, and he's gonna go, hey, and he's gonna hop back on to the finger pose and kind of point to the table. What's the funky hand thing?
Oh, the cart?
So I could put the hand on the map. Shift? No.
The hand is on the map. Or
Yeah, he's in the kitchen. He's right next.
No. That one.
Oh, there, that one.
Yeah.
On X.
oh
X. Okay. So
yeah.
oh, that's Z. That's why it doesn't work. Okay. So over here, on this bench, you're going to see some plates laid out, not very nicely. A lot of the stuff is kind of spilled on to the platter. So it's on the platter and on the table. Shit. Give me... All right, I need to look at one here. Give me 1 second. Give me either survival or nature check, please, Vorys.
Let's go with survival.
Okay.
Then let's go with that one. All right, so that one will be emerald.
You're not sure what rich people eat in Geb. Part of you thinks that maybe this is just rich people's food that I don't understand. But another part of you looks at this and goes, the things that you can identify look somewhat like rotten or not quite suitable. You would not serve it to anybody. And if you got served it, you would feel some type of way about it.
So I'll just kind of look down and I'll just like, are there enough servings for everybody?
I'm terribly sorry. The lady seems to have left in the night, so you are the only one, I believe, that eats. I could have that wrong. However, there have been some issues that you are obviously well aware of as far as food goes in town. And unfortunately, this is all we really have right now. I'm sure if we went to the market, or if I went to the market, that we could pick up some new stuff, but just be limited in what's available right now for people such as yourself.
So I'm gonna look back at the thing, and I'm just kind of like, you got a trash can around here, man?
I'm
not to insult you, because I appreciate this. You know, you totally didn't have to cook anything. I wasn't expecting anything, but I've eaten a lot of things in my day, and this I don't think will be one of them. I do have to go to the market to sell those 2 weapons we found.
Okay.
Other than that, we can make a stop, I guess. If you would like to accompany me, I would be okay with that.
It's been a while since I got out, so yeah, I think that'd be fine. I am terribly sorry. I would like to feel myself as the caretaker and valet to you fine people, way better than our previous master. That I want to do my best for you. It seems like it's going to work here. But like I
Hey,
said,
and you know what? If it's one of those things where it's a new skill that I have to pick up to help you out, to help myself out, I don't mind it. It's one of the I'm a guest as far as I see it in the home you resided in, which is now technically mine. But whatever. We're not gonna go. We're not gonna go. What?
I appreciate it. Just, when new masters move into the house, you never know what you're going to get. So I appreciate that you're willing to work on this.
That master term. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and nip that in the butt right with you right now. I was forced as a kid, to call people master and sir and his lordship and all this stuff, and I never really liked it. That's really why I don't talk to people anymore. So, you can just call me Vorys, or whatever. That's fine. Or hey, you, a live guy.
You got to be specific, because hey, you, that could be anybody, but a live guy, that's definitely you. And...
that's me in the house. Just the living one, stuff like that. Just let's keep it on the a little less hurtful side. Air breather and stuff like that.
That's improper.
Yeah.
From behind
exactly.
you, outside in the great room, you hear a faint la 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 la. Salvatore feels you might be sharing some kind of information about yourself. He doesn't want to bother. Well, okay. Vorys. All right, let me get some things together here. I'm sorry about the food. You all kind of enjoy your morning with your new little friend here, and later in the day we can go to the market and kind of see the goings on of town.
Plus, hey, this gives us a new option to upgrade the kitchen, because who doesn't love a nice kitchen in their house?
Yes, perhaps the contractors your orc friend got to put the new window in could be used to work on this kitchen.
I'll just kind of start walking around and kicking open the pantry door and just kind of peering in real quick, and then just kind of walking around, just seeing what the ovens look like and stuff like that, little brick fireplace oven things.
Okay. Argoon comes out.
Ooh, are you okay?
Kreegan, you hanging out in the grand room, or did you go back to your room?
Kreegan did go change. He probably would still just wear casual, loose clothing. So as he comes out just in time to hear Argoon talking about construction, and he's going to look around and then he's just gonna scurry back to his room.
Milk, you've come up. You still bare-assing it through the living room?
No, he's got a super, super tight tunic on that's all sleeveless, and it's all ripped up, and he's got leather pants, and he's barefoot, and he's
better. All
yeah.
Right. This is better. Acceptable. I'm not gonna walk around and show you my junk, dog. I don't want to walk around and see your junk. All right. I mean, unless you got ladies in here walking around with you, it's a different story. But I didn't see any of y'all bringing home ladies last night. So.
You mean to eat?
Sure. Why not? Sure.
He looks confused. Why? What?
You understand? Were you alive at one point, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. It was a long time ago, almost 2 weeks.
Oh. All right. Well, Salvatore, did you get that one? Did you get that little tidbit of information?
He's got kind of a twitch, and one eye is starting to slowly get way bigger than the other one as you talk to him.
Sometimes prostitutes have the saddest memories.
All right. I mean, you sir are absolutely correct.
Argoon stops what he's doing. Kind of, if there could be a confused facial expression amongst a talking disembodied hand, Argoon's
it.
Argoon's definitely gonna give it like, damn, I didn't know a hand could emote like that. I actually knew exactly your emotion right there. And he's just gonna kind of like slowly make his way out. This for a disembodied hand, this conversation's even weird for him. And so he's gonna make his way like over this way, just
Yeah, Argoon, I'll be there in just a second with you. Yeah.
okay.
Does anybody else have anything they need sold or bought or anything while in town? I'm quite broke right now, so if you have any money, you're gonna need to chip it in. But I'm happy to go talk amongst our peers, as you say.
Let's see. Do I have anything?
Nope, I got a packet of strange gray paste and some caltrops.
Milk will give you 2 gold coins and say, I need you to pick up a pound of human bacon.
All right, I'll see what I can get for that.
Argoon
Probably quite a
Argoon
bit.
kind of gives you like the finger point of like I got you.
Oh yeah, all right, cool. All right. Let me add the 2 gold to my inventory real quick.
Thank you very much.
Yoink.
Kreegan, you still in your room?
Yeah, Kreegan may go and come on out now. He really wanted people to not know that he caused that issue. He's a pretty prideful person, but he does need stuff at the market, mostly food, so he will have to come out of the
All right,
room.
that's it.
Family trip?
Yep, family trip.
You make your way out. Milk's giving Vorys some money. You vaguely overhear the phrase human bacon. You see Argoon kind of acknowledge that as Vorys probably made a face. Like you know I'm human, bro. Like seriously, you could have asked anybody. You could have asked the hand, but Argoon's gonna make his way. Like he's getting ready to leave. It's either too awkward for him or he's perfectly content waiting outside. And as he gets to kind of the foyer area, there's like a weird like knock at the door. Just like no rhythm, no nothing, just a kind of weird clunking against the door. Argoon's like, I'll get it. And you see him like a little pep in his step, make his way down. And you didn't notice this when you came in, but there are all these tiny little platforms next to the door. It looks like a cat tree. And you just watch kind of Argoon make his way up. And next to the door, you see him slide up this thing, looks like a little peephole. And like a Metal Gear Solid guard, like he kind of tenses up, exclamation point above his head. And he just comes running down the little platforms and just goes hauling ass into the room and then tucks himself behind Vorys's leg. I think one of you should get that.
Should I be worried?
That's rude.
You know, it's you'll understand. Just it's fine. You will be fine. I promise.
That was very rude of you, little hand, just to leave them hanging at the door. Was it a doorbell ditch?
No. And as you all make your way like closer to the door, you know, the sound from a knock for a humanoid is, you know, probably a couple feet off the ground. This one seems to be coming from like the very bottom of the door.
Well, okay. So I'll is there like a like one of those like little doors in the center? I'll just kind of like pop it open and go yes.
When you open the little thing, it's actually a slide. When you slide it open, there's nobody out there. Like you don't see anybody. But the weird banging knocking from the bottom of the door continues.
It's an illusion.
I really don't like opening my door to things that don't talk. So I guess I'll draw my weapon and get ready to open the door.
It's just a gnome delivering the mail. We can't see him.
You open the
Alright,
door.
yeah.
Go.
Yeah, no, I'll open the door. Like I'll do the kind of like open the door with one hand and then like have the other have the weapon like right there at the door, like ready to go.
Okay.
Milk pulls his dog slicer and hides right behind the other side of this wall.
Did you just call your weapon dog slicer?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a goblin weapon.
I was gonna say, I was like, you're saying it like I'm supposed to know what that is.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's a goblin heritage specific weapon. It's like a big
Thank you.
curved cleaver that they call dog slicers, and I don't know why they do that, and it's creepy, and I don't like it.
Okay.
But
Well,
that
they
is-
also have the horse chopper, don't they? And they're one called a horse chopper.
Yeah, there's a horse chopper. I got the dog slicer. I'm lower to the ground.
Cool. Vorys, as you open the door, you know, you're gonna say you're a man of the guard. You know, you know how to scan a room, especially
Yeah.
opening a door. You're gonna kind of start, make your way down, and once you get to the sidewalk, you see a disembodied hand, way better condition of skin, and painted fingernails. And then tucked in on the thumb is an envelope. And now you can see how the knocking of the door was awkward while they're trying to hold this envelope.
Forgive me, and I'll take it out of, I guess, her hand.
Mrs. Argoon.
Gives you the thing in this very, like, sultry, seductive, smoky voice. You tell him he's a coward for not answering the door. Good day to you, gentlemen. And, like, in a very dignified hand turn.
And on that one, I'm gonna close it and look towards Argoon with this piece of paper in my hand, and I'm gonna go. You and I got some talking to do there, buddy.
He, like, peeks out from behind the plant. Is she gone?
Oh, she's gone.
Oh,
She's
thank
gone,
God.
But
Oh, thank God.
yeah. We're gonna talk over or lunch, or dinner, or whatever about this as a new conglomerate. What LLC?
It's my ex. It didn't end well, and she still wants me back. She always does the deliveries to
So much sharing.
the house.
You're right.
Just I'm sorry I made that weird. I don't want to deal with her. You know what that's like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I get that. Man. No,
all right. If she's,
do we have to avoid her in town? Is it one of those things? Like
you don't. I
No,
don't
mean,
either.
You know, you live here. You live here. I live here. Is it one of those things, dog? Do I have to hate her too, man? Do I have to hate her?
No,
too?
she means well. She's just like smothering me. Like she just wants
I
to.
mean, she's got one of those how you what is it? Message voices, man.
How'd she
Yeah,
look?
you know, if I was a disembodied hand, you know, you'd have to compete with me there, buddy.
How'd she look?
I mean, the nails look good.
She always did. Anyway, sorry. We're not gonna get into that. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you know, we can always look for, you know, gloves or, you know, rings or bracelets.
No,
dog. I mean,
no,
if that's-
no. It's when you're somebody like me, jewelry means a lot, and I don't want her to get the wrong idea.
Oh, is it one of those things? Was it?
I just
Was
wanted
it
it
meant
to
to be not meant to be?
She doesn't understand casual, and it's fine. I don't want it to be weird. Anyway, enough about me and my exes. I'm sorry I made that weird. If anybody would like, we can head off to the market or anything you would like to do when we go out. I would really like to get out of this house right now.
Yeah, I get that, man. No, a bunch of naked guys will do that to you. And I'll just kind of like look down at the goblin.
He says, I worked hard for this body.
I mean, I get it too, man. Just you're not showing off for anybody right now. I don't care.
He's like, not even about this, and he's like, this is a big trap.
And you'll just see me just kind of like produce like a flame in my hand and just kind of like lower it down to you. It's like, nah, dog, I'm good. Like,
I'm like, oh, fire. Immediately I'm into that.
And then I'll just kind of like quench it out. It's like, yeah, I know you are. I'm gonna keep my eye on you. I might find a locksmith while I'm out.
I'm gonna run and grab my armor and my blunderbuss, and before we head off to the market, because you never know. So I'm going fully loaded.
The hand and I are dipping while he as he like walks as he like rounds the corner and goes to the spiral stairs to go to the basement. Like the second his head just like dips below the thing, the hand and I are out the door.
Floppy goblin ears.
Yeah, just like the second they disappear from that floor, it's just like, all right, we're gone.
Salvatore, Kreegan, what are you guys doing?
Kreegan's mostly going to follow the Vorys, and his only real mission is to get some good food. He got his business done with his weapon and everything the day before, so yeah, he mostly just wants to go to the meat market. He does not eat humans because he is only pseudo dead, I guess.
He's only mostly dead.
But you can think of him like a cursed living being. He's not really, dead. So he will be looking for chickens or pigs or anything that, breathes but doesn't speak.
Salvatore, anything before you leave?
Nope, just I'm just going along to make sure that these guys don't die.
Okay.
Again.
Oh man, dude! If anything, dude, I'm the cops, dude. Nobody's gonna fuck with me like that. Like I'm still walking around like y'all dumb. I'm technically still wearing like a cop's uniform. Like so, like it's one of those like the second I step out of the house, it's one of those things like you see people start to like walk, like separate, like walk different directions. Like oh shit, oh fuck, oh damn.
I'll make sure to walk like 10 to 15 feet behind anybody in case they decide to start sharing their feelings with each other. Just all these guys all day today, just sharing their feelings. I just want to go out and suck some people's brains, and we're just going into town, sharing and caring.
So like as one of those things is like, so you don't like it for like pre-given information, you like the chase.
Just let me get it in my own way.
Okay. All right.
Just maybe like take a nap in the living room someday.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Like, nah, I just, man, you're a good guy. You're a good guy. You want to know about my childhood again?
I can take a feat at a 6th level that allows me to I can start learning about the party at 6th level.
Oh man, dude, you find out some wild shit.
So Vorys, as you make your very deliberate way out the door, the house sits kind of up on a hill. There's a nice little walkway down to the kind of street. And at the gate to the street from the house, there looks like a group of people that just kind of were like watching the house. And then the second you came out, they all just kind of like ducked behind, one of the big stone parts of the gate. And then you can kind of see them like disperse off into the streets.
I'm gonna look towards Salvatore and like, we got a house key for this place, didn't we?
We got the big hand. That's like as big as like a hand chair. He's at the house. Just we haven't really instructed him to do much of anything.
Yeah, but I didn't get the feeling that he was
It's not going to fight to the
quite
death
as
for you guys.
trustworthy. Yeah, not one of those things. It's not that I want to lock him inside in case there's a fire, but I want to lock him inside in case there's a fire.
I don't want things to get in. I don't really so much care if he can't get out.
That's right. Yeah, I don't like shady people camping out at our house.
Had a very interesting morning. More visitors to the house. I'll look at Kreegan and are these more construction? Are you doing more renovations in your room? Are you adding bookshelves?
Kreegan will say, there was no renovation. I just needed some ideas. That's it. And he kind of like looks at him and says, "Don't read my mind."
You don't want to be in here.
Kreegan's gonna go out and buy tinfoil.
He is a pretty gullible person, but I don't know if he's that gullible.
You make your way through the lovely neighborhood of Bloodlord's Grace. You make your way out. The other kind of rich people, not really like well established in like Geb over like a long period of time. New arrivals, more of the kind of powerful, quick amongst Grey Dirge occupy this neighborhood. As you make your way in on the left into the main part of town, you'll see Berlin, the local Bloodlord's estate. Looks very quiet, not a lot going on. Perhaps you expected the Bloodlord to constantly have things coming and going out of their house, especially probably early in the day. And it doesn't. She's just got 2 sentries posted out front. They don't look too formidable. As you make your way to the center of the big first kind of square, right here, the quick amongst the town seem to be all kind of gathered up, and everybody gets this kind of vibe that, at least the ones that you've seen, the quick in town seem to be quite upset about something.
Does it seem like they're upset, like there could be like danger, or upset like protest?
Closer to the second. Like, they don't seem like on guard. None of them are holding weapons or anything. But as you walk through town, you see like groups of people having, like, with one person having like a very animated discussion, and a lot of like nodding heads and, things like "hell yeah, brother," and, stuff like that. Like, there's something going on in town.
I'm definitely gonna start making my way towards the crowd of people, just to kind of, not forgetting my still new duties, but not forgetting my old duties either. So I'll just kind of like go and just kind of like make sure nothing's really happening, plus kind of try to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Cops, yeah, everybody is a cops. They've come.
Whoop whoop.
We are the police.
Yeah, and Kreegan will kind of put his hood up over his head, try to like stay out of sight as he walks through.
What would be your title, like the equivalent of officer for you, Vorys? Guard?
Yeah, I mean, that's technically what I was working as, is like town guard. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you make your way past, and one large human man making this adamant point, and the 4 or 5 people around him, like, just wholeheartedly, like, in full agreement. Yeah, you tell him. And as you catch his eye, and he looks at you. Oi, God, how'd you eat this morning?
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't.
See? They're taking over. They're trying to starve us. And they're like, yeah. See? City guard can't even get something to eat. They're starving too, just like us. You think having a living bloodlord makes us different? She cares about us. She'll let us starve so that the dead can have this town. We relegated to working in the fields.
Hey.
Oh.
Are you trying to start trouble in town?
Oh, no, God, just some like-minded oppressed citizens such as ourselves wonder why we're supposedly welcome in this foreign land, yet starved out by the people who control it, and oh, by the way, don't need to eat.
Yeah, I might not have eaten breakfast this morning, but I still got the strength to whip your little ass for causing a ruckus. And you know what happens when I don't eat breakfast? I have a very, very short temper. And I don't mean to be short with you, sir. I haven't introduced myself. Of course, I'm not going to. But if you want to stick around and tell me who you are, and I'll gladly find some manacles, and you can tell me all about your problems and your gripes and your griefs on the way to the dungeon. Then we can really talk about it.
There won't be need for all that. I'm sorry. Just worried about average people being starved out in the minority.
Hey, me too, man. I mean, I'm gonna try and go find breakfast somewhere, and in a town of dead people. Do you know how easy that's gonna be for me? And you're already giving me trouble on my way to find breakfast.
I'm gonna do you a favor, mate. There ain't nothing up there for us to eat.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to go outside the walls, which, remember that's where we can all go. If that's, if we all have a problem living in here, I'll start looking around. All the living people is like, just like you guys. It's like, I'm living, and I'll just kind of like, like throw my hands out and stuff like this. It's like, I'm alive just like you guys, but where I won't be alive for very long? Outside of this town.
All right, fair enough. Just
I'm just just remember, it's like, if you're not gonna do your part to help, you know what you can do? Go starve somewhere else, because I'm hungry too, man. And I'm trying to help everybody. If you're not gonna help everybody,
see if you can get some more food for us.
What do you think I'm doing? You see, I'm doing my job still. I may be alive and I may be starving, but I'm still doing my job, because you know what that entails? Geb deserves it. Geb requires it.
All right, for Geb. Sorry to take up your time, officer. Just, had a rough morning. Don't like being treated like second class.
I don't either. And it's, it's a good that we can come to this civil agreement, because again, you're hungry, I'm hungry too, man. Now you're telling me that I can't find breakfast, which is gonna make me even angrier. So thank you for helping me make somebody else's day hard.
All right, well, I'll be going. I don't want to cause too much trouble. Just be safe out there. And he's just gonna kind of
No, and it's it's a good thing is that we had this discussion, because now I know that this is a serious problem in this town. And as a quick, I will go and see what I can do about this.
all right, very very good. All right, well, sorry to have troubled you. Come on, folks, let's go. And he gathers up his little kind of crowd, and they make their way back, like just kind of disperse and go back into the streets.
Milk hisses at him.
Salvatore will just be like, what was they talking about? Like, blah, 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 I'm human, I have a heartbeat. And, I mean, they could just become, like, undead like everybody else, and it would be fine.
One bite, and I could get every bit of them.
And it's like, look at
And
my
I just
perfect
kind of like
skin,
look
I'm
at the
a
fellas,
human.
that was the point that I was letting them know, is that is like, just remember, being alive here is a privilege.
Yeah, it is.
And I'll look down at you, and you keep that in mind too. Just remember, you being alive is a privilege.
You mean me being animated?
No. You just any standing on 2 feet, whatever you're doing right now.
He gives you an appraising look, like, how dare you say that to a former ultralight heavyweight champion?
The ultralight.
Ultralight. What is that, like 15 pounds and under?
He's in the
foam weight.
goblin class, 35 to 65 pounds.
Foam weight. You continue on up the roads. Where are you guys gonna go first?
I was gonna go try and find some breakfast, but apparently that's ruined.
Not for us. We can still get breakfast.
You have to go hunting now.
Yeah,
that's
Kreegan
exactly what I have
actually
to go do. It sucks.
can hunt.
You have like outdoor survival or whatever.
He does. He's trained in survival.
No.
He's still not great at it, but he is trained in
You
survival.
got better. You got better at that. That's like one of my only zeros on there. So.
Same.
I mean, we could also go to the Bloodlord's house and be
that's where I'm. That's going to be one of the things. I still do have to go sell those 2 weapons. I guess money in the hand is always worth more information / food in the belly.
Kreegan will nod. He'll look at Milk, say, "You little one, you come with me. We go hunting. You two can speak to Haldoli about the food situation." And he's gonna have like an angry look because he's hungry too. And the fact that it's delayed, he has to go work for it, does not please him.
Milk's down. He pulls his gun around. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm down. Let's go kill stuff."
All right, so Kreegan and Milk, you guys are teaming up, and then Salvatore and Vorys are gonna hang out still.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do the diplomatic bit for Haldoli while Milk and Kreegan do the hunting.
Okay.
So that's what you need, man. A pair of faces, pair of muscles.
Okay.
Exactly.
You guys, let's see. I'm trying to think. Let me see something real quick. Okay. You're going to head out. Basically, you're just going to continue to go north along this road. Out through the ovens, you see the burned remains of what was once a nice part of town that was burned not recently, but the High Governor burned the town after granting these gifts of land and houses to its citizenry. No rhyme or reason why, just burn them with the people inside. They've sat like this for years and years and years, and suddenly now there seems to be life and action, as it appears to be this part of town seems to be being rebuilt. You make your way through. All right, Salvatore and Vorys. Food or actual like selling stuff first?
Selling stuff first.
Okay. All right.
So I'll kind of like look towards our little hand friend. And I'll just kind of go. Are you familiar with any weapons vendors in town?
Oh, historic, collectors or functional?
I'll just kind of like open up my backpack and I'll just show him the scythe and the cleaver.
Ooh, those are nice. I know somebody. Come on. And so kind of scurries away, kind of quickly. You almost lose him because, you know, he can skitter around and you guys are actually like people who take up space. He leads you to what appears to be like a very nice kept street. You know, blacksmith, secondhand weapons dealer, exotic dealer, all kinds of stuff. And he kind of makes his way up to the front porch of the exotic weapons dealer and kind of sits there, does a couple little hops, can't quite reach the doorknob, and like turns around, waiting for you to catch up.
So I guess we're kind of like Salvatore and I are like slowly pushing through the like crowd. I guess I'll just kind of like, as I catch up to him, I'll see him just kind of like hopping there, kind of like waiting. I was like, do you need a hand or a foot?
Ah, I see what you did there. Yes, I would love a hand. Thank you.
And I'll slowly come up to the door and give it a good rap.
Okay. The door slides open. You hear like a bell ringing, and before you can even step inside, you hear this booming voice from the floor. Everybody put your hands up. It's the city guard. And then like a big laugh as Argoon like scared the shit out of whoever was in like the shop. And you hear like tools like clanging and people like looking like they're going to scamper out before they turn and look. Be like, God damn it, Argoon. You got to stop doing that, man.
And like if let him go in first, and then like I'll step in like right after him.
He's like inside, like on like the back of his wrist, feet all like dangling in the air, just laughing hysterically.
Got him.
Argoon, I swear to God, the next time you do that, I'm gonna fucking step on you. You hear me? Oh, sorry. It's a joke we have. Good morning. What can I do for you fine gentlemen this on this day?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're a friend of Argoon, so you're apparently now.
I don't know if friend's the right word, but all right.
I mean, he's what we would call a mutual acquaintance at the moment. So yeah, you know, I get it.
At least I don't have to live with him. You guys are the ones from the house, right?
Yeah, we're the new owners.
Yeah. You guys are quite the little celebrities in town.
I take it you heard of us?
We heard some people had moved into the house, and it's been a while. And I don't know what you've heard about the last guy, but you know, anybody that's kind of gifted that house, we worry that they may be a little, you know, but it's good so far to see that. I mean, either you're maliciously evil because you've let him live, or you are unbelievably kind that you put up with this stumpy 5-finger bullshit.
I mean, he knows more about this town than I do.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. Anyway, let's not worry about half measures and those of us that are shorthanded. What can I do for you?
The Argoon tells me you might be able to help me. I'm trying to get rid of some weapons.
You and it seems everybody else in town. He gives you kind of a good look and then looks at Salvatore. Okay. We've got a new kind of special offer right now. I could pay you market value in gold, or approximately 75% in grain, if you would like that.
Oh. So I take it you're on the forefront of the news in town.
And he's gonna point to, like, there's the counter, the display case that separates you two, and then behind him is another display case, and it is like full of some really nice stuff that you would imagine is regularly sold in an establishment such as this, and some of it looks really, really janky. As you've seen, probably no doubt, at least you, maybe not so much you, he says, pointing to Salvatore. There seems to be a bit of a food crisis in town. And as one of the few people, I am able to pay in either gold or in food. As you can see, we've had quite the run on people's personal weaponry in town. Trying to get as much food as possible.
Well, I think you and I might just be better friends than Argoon. What would I say if I could offer you your choice of which you would like to pay grain for and which you'd like to pay gold for?
It's up to you. We could do 50-50 if you'd like.
I think at this moment in time, that would be the wisest choice for me.
Very well. Let's see what you got.
So I'll just kind of open up my pack and I'll pull out the +1 cleaver and the +1 scythe.
Okay. They have gold values attached to them, yeah?
Yeah, it's in the little storage tab, the trade chest. That's where they all are. That was the stuff I just threw that in there to take to sell.
Don't know where that is.
It's on the little person tab.
Person tab.
The little actors.
Storage.
Yeah.
Okay. And trade?
Yep.
Okay. All right, he's gonna look at it. He's like, oh, I'm guessing with the current situation, this cleaver's not getting a lot of use. It's really nice. Okay. So by my math, I can give you 35 gold a piece, each. So 70 gold if you'd like it that way. If not, I can give you 35 gold for one, and then I don't know. About 20 gold worth of grain. Both of these pieces are really nice.
Do you mind if we inspect the grain? Not to offend you or anything like that.
No.
But it's it's as you see, it's gonna be quite the time for us quick.
All right. Yes, indeed. All right. Argoon, these guys are cool, right? Argoon's like, no, I brought him here to rob you.
As you see, I'm technically still on duty, so I mean, you could technically file a grievance, I guess. I don't know. Don't
looks at Argoon.
Don't quote me on that.
Like, I could fucking kick you across this store. Don't fucking mouth off to me. All right, you guys, come on. And he leads you to the back. We'll cut right there. We'll take our little mid-show break. It is currently 8:30. We're going to take about a 10-minute break real quick. Thanks to everybody who's watched. I know we're back after the first time in a couple months. And most importantly, thank you to these 4 guys for sticking with us through all this time and for 2 years to keep coming back and wanting to do this. It means the world to me. Like I said, it is currently 8:30 p.m. We'll take about a 10-minute break. We will come back and finish the second half of our show this evening. We'll see you in a bit. All right, we are back from our real life short rest. Before we went to break, the party woke up, spent a little time in the house, and have slowly begun to discover that there seems to be some sort of food shortage going on in GrowedUpGeek, which they may know a little something about. So we'll pick right up with the party hanging out in town. They split. Kreegan and Milk went off through the north gate, through the ovens, the burnt down, but very recently having begun to be restored. Kreegan, do you have any experience in GrowedUpGeek before this?
Kreegan was mostly in GrowedUpGeek for work. I think he got to GrowedUpGeek maybe let's say a year, because he was helping with the renovations of the ovens.
Okay.
He was part of that initiative because he was working with either the builders or the other one.
Okay.
Arters.
All right. So as a member of the builders, you would know throughout their history that this is something that they would absolutely do. And for some reason, the oven sat completely burned out for years. And them bringing you to town a year ago was the first time anybody had paid any attention, made any mention of, or decided to do anything about repairing this once really nice neighborhood that was burned to the ground. You make your way through, you see kind of the familiarity of being a member of the builders, that your guild has set up shop and has really begun to, you see some lots that are completely cleared, big piles of burnt material from the houses before. And as you make your way out, the north part of town is called the Gray Wastelands. Really short grass as far as you can see. Milk, are you a local?
No, I'm from Alkenstar. I've not been to GrowedUpGeek until I woke up in GrowedUpGeek.
Okay. All right, so you see just this large, flat grassland in front of you. What would you all like to do?
Start stuffing rocks and pellets and things like that down my blunderbuss and asking Kreegan what we're gonna kill.
Yeah, Kreegan is going to start looking for any sort of tracks, or it doesn't have to be a huge animal, just an animal that I could get, I don't know, 8 pounds of meat out of to feed us all.
Okay.
8 rabbits.
Yeah, like 8 rat. It doesn't have to be a single one, but he's just going to start looking for tracks. I'm not a hunter myself, so I can't go too in depth here. But yeah, he's going to look for tracks and start trying to mask our scents and stuff with whatever would be used for that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a nature or survival check.
All right. I'll make it private so that.
Okay. You're from, kind of open nomadic culture. So I imagine not being detected by animals is something that you've done for your safety, and to hunt for these people. So you get yourself really, kind of camouflaged down. You're rubbing like branches and shit on you, like rubbing milk in the grass, making sure that, he smells not goblin-y. You feel pretty good about it, like legitimately. Milk may be confused. He's got some like berries and random shit like dangling from his face that you insisted that he put on to cover his scent. He's not even sure if you're serious, if you're just joking and decorating him like a Christmas tree. You make your way out towards the kind of taller grass, and you see something. Like, the track is about, like, each kind of print is about, like, yay big, about the size of, like, a Coke can, big Coke can. And it leads off kind of into this, like, kind of little, I don't want to say wooded, but, like, dense, like, underbrush, prickles, thorns, the total Geb, like, aesthetic.
I'm gonna go into stealth mode here.
Okay.
And encourage Kreegan to join me.
Yeah. Kreegan has the animal is near.
Yeah, that's what I said.
We
Yeah,
don't
that's what I said.
kill it by stealthing up to it. We have to sit still, be patient. It will come to us.
And then we could shoot it in the face. Yes.
That is your job. That is why I brought you.
He's like, yeah.
Just.
Both of you give me a perception check, please.
Do you want that privet or do you want it public?
Let's do it privet.
All right.
On the privy. Okay.
Oh, I almost hit performance. That is not. Yeah. I did really bad. Fucked it up for everyone. Perception. There we go.
I actually get to see your dice roll too. Okay. Kreegan, at some point, you stopped following the tracks and kind of set down. You got Milk to kind of huddle down with you. But you know the general direction the tracks were headed, right? And after you guys get settled, and in between Milk probably saying something, or, whatever, you're pretty sure you hear something off in the distance that sounds like it's eating.
Kreegan will very quietly say to Milk, I think it is over there. Be very silent. This is your job. I am not silent. You little, you silent.
I'm big for a goblin. And I'll start sneaking away.
And Kreegan does not have binoculars, but he's gonna kind of like be watching.
You're tall as shit though, right?
Well, I mean, he would probably be like, lean down because he doesn't want whatever is out there to see these creatures moving.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm 3 feet tall, so I'm digging down as far as I can into the brush.
Okay.
Yeah, and Kreegan's like 7 foot even. So.
All right, and then if you're going, Milk, are you gonna kind of try to sneak up on it?
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth it.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth roll, please.
Yes, sir. Private.
No, because
Okay.
if you like step on, if you roll
So we can
shitty,
all laugh.
if you roll shitty and step on a twig, you're gonna know you stepped on a twig.
Yeah, we should all deserve to laugh at
Perfect.
it.
Complete opposite.
Oh,
Let's fucking go.
Wow.
I think Milk may have just done it.
So
God
Kreegan,
damn.
you feel like the best teacher / safari guide of all time. You got the literal goblin who lives in the basement to just be at. He wants to shoot this thing so bad, he is going to shut up to do it. So, Milk, you're going to do your best Elmer Fudd. Blunderbuss out, slump shoulders, the xylophone sounds as you make your way into the bushes. At first, you're not sure. You think you're pretty smart and you're pretty astute. Kreegan is hell-bent on... He knows exactly where it's coming from. So he's pointing off in the distance. You're kind of like whatever. And you make your way, doing what he says, for as long as you think you're going to before you're going to be Milk and do you. And right before you're just like, you know what? I've got an idea. You hear something. It sounds like something eating. Does Milk chew with his mouth closed?
No.
Okay. Sounds like 4 Milks all eating at the dinner table.
Oh, wow.
Just smacking and, you know, like the sounds of bone snapping, all kinds of things.
Oh, shit. Milk is, he's excited. He turns around and he's like, to Kreegan, do you see that, Kreegan? He's giving you this. He's like,
Kreegan, I guess the only thing he could do at this is give him the thumbs up. Like, get him. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, so
You know, with rolling a 28 stealth, Kreegan might have lost you. You know, he was watching you, and then all of a
That's
sudden,
true.
Milk's just gone. He's like,
yeah, the grass might
he
be
just-
taller than you.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, well, I'll make my own decision then,
Okay.
and I'll base it on Milk's perception of the world.
All right. So Kreegan, you're still wherever you decided to hunker down, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ideally, he is trying to like watch to confirm, but he knows his strengths and weaknesses, and he knows he can track the animals, but he's not exactly good at stealthing to them. So.
All right. So Milk, you're still doing your best Elmer Fudd, the absolute high end of the xylophone, as you twinkle your way up. And by this point, even as big as Kreegan is, you've lost him. You're not too far. You're not moving very fast. You're very stealthy. But you physically cannot see him.
All right.
You keep coming up. There's a little bit of a clearing between all these dead trees. And you see 4 dogs. Kind of big. Standing around, eating something.
Dogs, huh?
It's a good thing you brought your dog killing knife.
Yeah. I look down and think, irony. Irony.
The grass is pretty tall. You know, as best you can see from your perspective, you see the furred backs of 4 creatures, plus the sounds of the eating.
Can I smell anything? I'll give a good smell.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
By the way, he's got like crazy, like oval shaped ears that stick way out like a bat. And then like sullen little like suspicious red eyes. And that's all that's peeking out through the brush.
You're
right
like
now.
you're like an albino bat.
Yeah, basically an albino bat. Yeah, and that is a perception.
Yes. Holy
All
shit.
right.
Oh god, my computer just like decided when to update like right that minute. All right. You're in the land of the undead, right? So
Yeah.
there is this kind of ever-present smell of death and decay in town, especially, right? Town full of undead, all clumped up together. That smell's going to be a thing. Second you get out of town, not so much. You're still in nature. It smells like nature. It smells like you are in the busiest part of town. Just this overwhelming and overpowering, that like sweet yet sour smell of rotted meat.
Ew. I wonder if I should engage them, but then again, like, would Milk think should I? Milk will engage them, and he'll sit there and he'll get as close as he can and take a match out of his pocket and light it on his face, like Clint Eastwood style badass.
Nice.
And then he touches it to the wick on the blunderbuss, and he aims at one of the dogs. And he's sitting there, he's giggling to himself while the thing runs down. And it's a pretty long one, so he's sitting there like
How much stuff have you crammed into the barrel?
Oh, I've everything I've found. I've put like dirt, I put actual metal pellets that I made myself yesterday, and then I put rocks, berries, sticks, all kinds of shit in there.
You're going to peek out through, like the tall grass, and your field's very narrow, just enough for you to part the barrel, and you can kind of see whatever the fuck it is eating, like off in the side, and one of them is basically like right in front of you. As you kind of, line up your shot, you see that the one in front of you has a relatively large wound already on it.
Oh. Excellent. That's where I aim. I'm like, yeah, perfect. Right. Yeah.
All right, wait. Just so I'm aware, is this like large wound like zombie dog, or is it large wound like
See,
dying?
I can't tell the difference.
Here's the
so
interesting thing.
Here I would know.
Milk was not at the farm. If this was anybody else, it might be you see a familiar kind of large wound on the side of an animal that you may have seen before. Milk has no idea.
That is true.
From Moss Gouda.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll, please.
Oh boy, you've really done it, Manny. You've really done it. Okay. I believe I get sneak attack.
Yeah, we'll give it to you because your 28 stealth is gonna it's gonna get you a lot.
Yeah, that was a surprise for me too. I'll be honest.
I'm pretty sure you could fart and I'd be like, so a stiff breeze, bros, right as you break ass.
Killing everything.
You make this shot, and is it like an old school blunderbuss, like big cloud of smoke from powder?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
a big old muzzle flash. I go flying back like a foot and a half, and my face is all black, and whatever hair I have is like all on fire, and I'm like,
Okay.
it's an experience to fire his
All right.
blunderbuss.
So all of these things happen at once. Kreegan, you have lost track of Milk. It is still silent. You don't know what the hell he's doing. And suddenly just this... Has anybody ever encountered a gun before? Well, I guess Kreegan. Kreegan, have you ever encountered firearm before?
I know Alkenstar is right next to
Yeah,
Deb.
it's to the north.
Yeah. I don't know that Kreegan would have necessarily heard one go off, especially not a blunderbuss. Like
Okay.
if he heard one, it was probably like a normal one.
Okay.
So he is going to like be a little surprised at the big boom.
Okay. So as you were doing your best to keep like an eye out and figure out what the hell's going on, where's Milk, what is he doing? This just thunder crack just lights up out of nowhere. So loud that it echoes even though you were in like, open nature. This big, huge cloud of smoke, and suddenly like this big rush through the grass, and like, oh fuck! Poof, as you see Milk like slam into a tree. Milk, as the blunderbuss goes off and you go flying backwards, your vision is obscured by the all the smoke and muzzle flash, but you know the distinctive squishing sound of something being hit.
Heck yeah.
Also, at the same time, if you've ever heard like somebody throw like a bucket of water onto tree leaves, just this real quick, you hear that as well as you go flying back. And then you also hear like the scattering of animals as they take off into the woods. So you're
You
up
can
against
hear every pellet whistle too.
You're up against the tree. Kreegan, you're going to make a break for it the second you hear the gun, or are you going to hold fast?
Yeah, essentially to continue, like, if it didn't outright kill an animal, Kreegan would want to be able to track it and follow it as it was bleeding through. So he's going to immediately, like, it either got hit or it didn't, so he's going to, like, rush to try to get to it.
To where he shot at, or are you going to check on Milk?
To where he shot at, honestly, Kreegan doesn't have too many positive feelings towards Milk at the moment.
He's
so
fine.
he doesn't really care
Got
if
you.
Milk gets hurt at the moment.
Say less. Got you. All right.
If you got me and I died, that's fine. That's just how that shit works. Praise be again.
He just met you yesterday.
Yeah, no, praise be again. I get it.
All right, so you're going to go rushing off. You're going to see like where he shot. You're going to see the kind of backs of animals like scatter off into the brush. And as you make your way like through the grass, you were going to see, if you've ever thrown like a pumpkin out of like a moving car, like that, but a lot bigger and an animal. Whatever it was has ceased to be, and there is like flesh and blood, bits of bone and bits of fur just everywhere. This thing absolutely exploded and was vaporized. Behind the big blood explosion mark in the grass, you see a body in very dark gray robes with what look like scars like cut into the face in like a pattern. And it's dead, and it's what they were eating.
It actually would take a pellet too, because of the scatter shot.
Sure.
So it takes a pellet too. Just one.
Kreegan will be curious about it. Is there anything salvageable from this animal? Like,
no.
Could he grab the little bits and throw it in a stew
No.
or something?
No, it looks like somebody spilled a Slurpee.
Thank you.
Milk comes back out of the woods with like wiping the soot off of his face, and he's like, I nailed it. And he takes the soot in his hand and just like shoves it down the barrel, and then reaches in and grabs like a pocket full of rocks and just like starts absentmindedly like just stuffing random. He finds like a piece of bone and he just like licks it and shoves it down in there.
Kreegan will say, "This was a complete failure.
What are you talking about? There's meat everywhere."
None of this can be used."
He reaches down and grabs a handful of like fucking 99.1 ground beef. See? One sandwich.
Sloppy Joe's up.
Manwich. That's what.
We will have to wish for better luck in the market. For now, what is this here, these scarves?
Like I said, they're on both sides of the face, and they're like in a pattern. They all line up like perfectly, horizontally, like from basically the nose to the ear, and then also in nice little columns going down the cheek.
Kreegan will say, "I wonder if Vorys would know anything about this being a town guard." And he will just grab like the foot of the person and just start dragging the body.
Okay.
As he starts making his way back. So it's just like letting the body just drag along the ground.
You're just dragging that body home with us?
Yep. He just has it on the back so that, the scars don't get messed up.
All right. Can I evaluate the body? Can I get like a close-up look at it?
Yeah. It was quick, like when it died. It doesn't seem to be sick of any kind. It's hard to tell what's going on because it was being chewed on by those animals. And how thorough are you gonna like look at this thing?
Pretty thoroughly.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a medicine check to do it proper.
Okay. Nice. Okay. You're going to look it over. You can't really tell how they may have died. There are a lot of bruises on the body, pretty big ones that you don't believe came from the animals. As you look in the mouth, you will find a crumpled up like rag. And on it is a hand with 3 fingers.
Like depicted?
Yeah.
Like embroidered on it? Or
like printed with like ink.
That was the same symbol that the flag was that Kreegan was using to cover up the hole in the wall, right?
Yes, and where'd you get that flag?
From the old farm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
shit.
mystery of there is foul play involved, so it seems like this is the same group then.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, so you guys are going to drag it back to town. We'll cut back to Vorys and Salvatore. You go behind the counter of this magic shop. Argoon's still giving the guy hell. And you can see that not only the display case full of weapons, Vorys, you especially would be familiar with. These are the kinds of things that would be sold in a nice, reputable shop. On the counter behind him, you can see like a bunch of stuff that big pawn shop vibes, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I was already getting that vibe.
Okay.
From
Right. And
From
so
this guy.
right. So you've seen like the nice stuff that's in the case that would always be there. You see this kind of okay stuff like on the shelf behind him, not really separated, laid out nice, taken care of. And then when he takes you into the back, you just see piles and piles of blades that are crooked as hell, rusty as shit, dull as all get out. Just a massive amount of things that are being sold here. And he wants you back, excuse the mess. Times are a little desperate here. And as a tradesman of my caliber, I have access to things not accessible to the town at large. And let's just say there's a trust issue in the food supply. So come on back. And in the back, you see Alkenstar barley in a big, nice official bag produced by the nation that they export. And he points to it and he's like, you can look into it. Everything's above board. And he shows you like the paperwork that it got shipped to him in. Everything's legit.
I take my knife, I cut open the side of the bag, and I pull a little barley flake out. I stuff it in my mouth, and I.
Woo! It's good.
Ooh, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff.
And he doesn't stop you from cutting open his bag. It spills out on the floor, and you see him just kind of effortlessly wave his fingers. After you're done, everything like reversing time just kind of flows right back into the bag and you watch it seal itself right back up. Don't tell anybody you saw that, okay?
I mean, we all gotta have skills.
I feel bad taking advantage. I don't believe I'm taking advantage. I believe I am doing better than the town itself. It is just unfortunate for the quick around here to potentially be starved out and to lose trust in their food supply here. I feel like I'm doing my best. Charging fair prices, just not a lot of gold to be had, so people are paying however they can.
If you don't mind me asking, did you always do business like this?
I run we'll just call it an import-export business. I'm a man who's been known to get things from time to time. And with enough time and my contacts, I'm a valuable person to know. And my past businesses have switched to now food to provide for the people.
Oh, it's good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, I guess I will take the half and half. That'll be just fine for right now.
Very good. He pulls out nice triple beam scale. Uses his little finger flutters, and you just watch like a big pile of grains come out, land right on the scale. The little weight moves on its own. It balances out. He kind of shows it to you. Does that seem fair for 20 gold?
Yeah, hold on. I just want to check one thing. Damn it. What would be like the equivalent? Would it be like poundage or like?
Yeah, it's probably 25 pounds.
Oh, so it would be like a nice.
It's
fair size.
It's one of those.
Sack.
It's one of those scales with like the big bowl like attachment. It's not like a
yeah. Like with a little like spout like
yes.
one side
and then
everything.
Yeah,
like
and then
that.
he just tilts it right off the chain. Yes.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. This out of here underneath your tunic.
Yeah, it's gonna be like backpack type of thing.
Oh, I can have it. I can have it sent to the house if you'd like.
No, I don't mind. I mean,
Very well.
I came in here wearing a backpack. It's not like I'm gonna not walk out of here wearing a backpack. So, yeah, I think that will. Oh, do you, by chance, deal in any elixirs of sorts?
Dirty deeds.
I do them dirt cheap. He kind of looks you up and down. Is this a citizen of Grey Dirge asking me, or a member of the city guard? My availability may change upon your answer.
What if it's a little bit of both?
I have found when it slides more towards one than the other, a proprietor such as myself can find himself many coins lighter in order to make situations go away that he would not have otherwise found himself in.
Well, if you're asking me to be crooked, not type of guard you think
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Not crooked per se, but at least I put you in a very strong position of leverage over somebody such as myself. I don't want to regret it.
Oh, don't feel like you need to hold leverage over me. I hold no leverage over you yet, sir.
Leave me a list. Check back tomorrow, and I will see what I can come up with.
Okay. So I'll just put down, elixirs of life.
Okay.
Just to have like a nice little supply. Yeah, as far as that, I mean that's it's really all. So it would be like what? Like how much gold? For everything?
We will see. You're gonna get Johnny York. Thank you for the subscription. Really appreciate it. You are gonna get 35 gold in like actual coins, and then 20 gold worth of grain.
Okay.
So just add 35 gold to your purse, and we're not going to worry about the actual like selling part. I'll just delete them, and then if you want to add like a random inventory thing for 20 gold's worth of grain, do that.
Let's see. Backpack.
Salvatore, your gift power, does it apply to inanimate objects?
My what power?
Your thing with like memories and stuff, does it?
No, I can't like touch an item and get like a impression or anything off of it.
Okay. And he's gonna kind of feel pretty satisfied, stick out his hand for an old-fashioned handshake at a deal well struck. See this, Argoon? You jealous? Look at this. Shaking hands while standing up, huh? Not just giving him a finger. You little bastard. Puts his hand out. And you, my fine cleric, is there anything I can do for you? Things for rituals, perhaps, that make the Pallid Princess happy. Maybe something for a sacrifice.
Oh, well, we already have a living creature that I travel with that we could use as a sacrifice. No, I have all the oils and potions and things I need back at the house. I've just come for company and just to get some fresh air.
Okay, very well. If there's nothing else I can do for you, gentlemen, I appreciate the business as well as your discretion. And like I said, leave me a list, and I will, if you would like to make this something of a subscription service, as you can imagine, these kinds of wares may cause problems for myself and my business, that it's draws less attention if I set up a continuous pipeline, as long as I am confident that my client can pick up as needed. You mean it, buddy?
That dude's already giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Very well. You gentlemen have a great afternoon. And if there's anything I could do to solve the food crisis in town, please let me know. We are few and far between here, and we need to look out for each other. And he's very clearly like looking at Vorys when he says this.
Yeah, I figured he'd say something like that. Yeah, it was quite a pleasure meeting a friend of our goons, and I hope we might be able to do more business in the future.
All right. He kind of politely shows you out. Argoon stays back, and as you two leave, him and Argoon have like a little moment, and you hear like a thud against the door, some grumbling from behind it, and then the door opens, and you can see the shopkeep like laughing at Argoon because obviously he can't open the door. And then on his way by, he just gives him like a light little kick in, the palm of his hand. As Argoon walks out and closes the door. Goon kind of straightens himself up. All right. Yes. Well, it seems to have solved somewhat of the food problem. Would we still wish to continue to the market, or shall we wait for your companions to return?
Unfortunately, we might have to find human belly or whatever the hell he was, that damn goblin was looking for.
Human bacon.
I was like human belly. I was like, yo, spot the chef, yo. So do you want it? You want me to like confit it and double fry it? Like, what are we doing? Yeah, Argoon's gonna kind of look up at you. He seems a little crazy and pretty insistent upon his human bacon. I have a place. It's fine, and I can't imagine it would be subject to the same kind of shortages that affect other parts of town.
I'll just kind of like put my hand down in front of him real quick, and I'll look down at him, and this one's not going to ask any favors of me, is it?
No. This is going to be a very straightforward, give me the meat, give him the money. We're going. If it's all the same, I would rather not spend that much time there, as one might consider me bite-sized, if you will.
Yeah, and I'm technically on the menu, so not like to spend any time in there at all. So.
Very well. In fact, he's gonna kind of tilt towards Salvatore. You might want to handle this if possible.
I thought is he not undead? The hand? Does he not count as being undead?
It's more just what he is. It's human, or he was.
Oh, just a little bite-sized morsel.
Yeah, I mean, people eat chicken feet all the time, so I'm just saying.
True. Yeah, I guess I can go talk to my undead friends. It seems a little bit like racist, though, that I have to go talk to them. But I guess I can do this for you. What is it? A ghoul? I don't really like ghouls. I don't trust them.
It's not going to be what you expect. Just trust me, okay?
You don't fucking trust ghouls.
So you guys make your way off, and as you get closer to the meat market, which is exactly what it says it is, there's like a somewhere between a crowd and a mob by size, not by like intent. That the streets of Grey Dirge, you know, it's a city street, so people moving, coming and going, and suddenly you're gonna get to like this intersection, and traffic just stops of the people, and the ones that are like the furthest back, so the ones that you're gonna come up to first, you can see them kind of doing this, like trying to see what's going on.
All right. Yeah, let's go see what's going on.
You gonna push your way through the crowd?
So like, if we stand like at the back of the crowd, we can't see what's happening or what the commotion is about?
No.
Yeah, I mean, if this is the way we need to go, that Argoon is suggesting that we.
It's just up here on the other side of this intersection. If one of you could do me a really big favor, and I hate to ask this, but if you could pick me up, that'd be great.
Oh, he's been walking the whole time?
Yeah. He wants to be independent. He doesn't want to feel, you know.
That's a dirty little fingers. Yeah, hop in my pocket.
He
Put
does.
the glove on. Slip into this silky glove. Hop into my pocket.
So he jumps into your pocket, and then it's kind of awkward. You're not sure if he's like trying to cop a feel or if he's trying to like turn himself around.
A real bone.
Yeah. Salvatore, you ticklish?
No.
Okay.
Definitely.
Like, no, man.
I have no feelings.
So, not really tickling, and kind of a commotion. You can hear the kind of seams of your pocket like straining, and eventually he pops out, and you just see like these 3 fingers that look like a pocket square, like kind of hanging out.
Very
And
fast.
kind of points is like, just kind of make your way by this way. You start making your way through the crowd. Kreegan and Milk, you've made your way back into town. You still just dragging the ball? Oh, you're carrying it, yeah?
Nope, he's dragging it.
Okay. So you
I mean, the guy's dead anyway, so he doesn't really care.
as you drag this body up the street, you hear the same thing that you heard before you went out of town, like the anger of the people in town about hunger. You make your way up to the meat market where you expect Salvatore and Vorys to be. And as you walk up, the city walking traffic suddenly stops. There seems to be a mob of people in front of you. And you are almost positive that you recognize the glowing green back of Salvatore just start to make their way through like the mob of people.
We'll hustle up and try and join him. I'll say, come on.
Kreegan just
There's
picks
Salvatore.
Milk up and launches them.
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh my God.
But he really could.
Coming in
Just
hot!
shot put Milk.
Yeah, just shot put him over the crowd.
We'll have to
Yeah.
remember that. I am a bouncy goblin, so I won't take any damage by being just chucked around.
Special move.
Kreegan will try like waving his hand up.
I literally was about to ask, is that like a goblin feat? Like, is it like bouncy?
That's that's a genetic thing. Like my lineage is bouncy. Like my particular goblin is sturdy and bouncy, so I have extra thick bones and I bounce and flex when I hit.
What are you, a fucking panda bear or something?
Basically, yeah. Goblins are so sick.
All right, so between Salvatore and Vorys, who would be the first to kind of make their way through the crowd?
I'd let the cop go first.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I guess so.
Vorys, how are you gonna do this? Are you gonna be like, everybody get out of my way? Or are you gonna like be like a normal person and just kind of, excuse me?
I'm just gonna
Hey,
like.
cops are here,
I'm gonna
everyone.
push. Yeah, I'm gonna push. I'm not gonna like be loud about it, but I am just gonna like start just like walking through the crowd.
Okay.
And, like,
Authoritative. Got
yeah,
it.
I'm not gonna be loud or forceful or anything like that, but I'm definitely just gonna start strolling.
Heard. Okay. So, Kreegan and Milk, you were gonna see, like kind of for the first time, like a kind of big gap in the crowd open up, and when it does, you're gonna see Vorys kind of steadily making his way through the crowd. Salvatore following behind him, and you're gonna be able to catch up just as you get there. Milk, I was like, you got little legs, but you're hustling. Kreegan's got a big stride, but is also dragging a body. Milk,
I can also tumble very, very well.
Jesus, dude, you're just gonna fucking roll down a hill like a fucking panda. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
All right. So, Milk, you're eventually gonna catch up to Salvatore and just kind of very Milk-like probably tug on his robes.
Yeah, he's like,
Pull me onto the ground. He weighs like 90 pounds.
yeah, like funk. Oh,
Oh, you
help
don't
you
have
back
to
up.
my foot so hard.
Help you back up onto your feet. Sorry. Oh, I found you. The hunt. I killed what we were hunting
Oh, that's
For-
nice.
for sure, and I kind of let that trail off.
This one got some grain for his bread.
I remember bread. And I look all wistfully off into the distance. I wonder if they brought me back my bacon.
We're going to get your bacon right now.
You guys haven't got it yet?
It took
Yeah,
a little
alright.
longer at the shop. These two humans talked about human things for far too long.
Ugh, human things, I
Do you
say.
want to know more family secrets?
They're just standing there talking about the heartbeats and the nice skin and how they have to go to sleep.
Yeah, I remember that.
As you make your way through like the kind of outer throng of the crowd / mob, in the middle, you are going to see 4 people in very dark gray robes. 3 of them bleeding like from the face. And those 3 are carrying a 4th one dressed just like them, who appears either dead or unconscious. And they are just paying no mind to anybody else, and everybody around them has given them such a wide berth that traffic has stopped.
Does it look like there's any of that positive magic bullshit happening over there?
I don't know what the mechanical check is to see if you discover positive magical bullshit.
He's gonna start whatever kind of investigation. He's like, I smell positive. Holy nasty. And he's gonna start investigating.
And
I'm also detecting magic.
okay.
We-
Let's see. Hold on.
Look, I'll even put the little thing on my character.
Above and beyond, Nick. Above and beyond.
You definitely get some vibes of like harmful magic, but there seems to be no like maliciousness or ill intent behind it.
Okay. Well, I mean, what are we gonna do? I'm not the. I don't tell people what to do in this city. I'm here to get bacon.
Does it look like they're doing something illegal or...
You know, are they using? Is it positive energy magic that we're looking
Yeah,
at?
like doing
They
like good?
they are human, and it is not positive energy magic.
Okay.
And did Kreegan show me the body or anything like that, or is he just still just dragging that shit like it's a fucking popsicle behind him? Like,
Yeah, I mean, once Kreegan catches up to you all, because he's not in as much of a rush as Milk would be, but once he catches up to you all, he'll just say, Vorys, I was wondering if you knew anything about these scars.
so like as he like walks up and like drops the body down, just like, and I like look down, and like I see the people like across from me, and I'm gonna go, so where'd you find old Slumpy over here?
He was a victim of Milk's weapon,
What?
right? I heard a big boom, and then we found this body.
Oh no, shit! That's not what happened. He was. Maybe it is. I thought he was dead first, but I'm not there to justify. I'm talking to Salvatore.
No, I'm not
We're all, like,
sure.
right next to each other.
Oh, are we?
Yeah,
If I heard that, I'm like, no, wait a minute. He was dead before I pulled the trigger. Dead before.
He claims he was dead before, but that was a big boom.
It was fantastic. Boom.
You know, there are the little pellets from that blunderbuss that hit the body.
Did you
Yeah,
find
they
anything on
hit the
him?
body, not the person.
Vorys, you've spent a lot of time in Grey Dirge, yes?
A little bit of time, I guess, a little bit more than the rest of these guys, but not a whole lot. But yeah.
Part of your duties as a city guard to actually like walk the beat.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. Give me a society. Give me a society check, please.
All right.
You have seen the robe of the body in the basement of the house, the robe of the body that Kreegan just dragged up on you, and the 4 figures that caused the people to stop. Can't quite put your finger on it. Don't remember exactly where in town, but you know this is part of a local religious order.
I guess I'm gonna start approaching them.
The people,
Yeah.
they're taking,
Everybody's giving them a wide berth.
yeah, and they've taken advantage and they have hauled ass in. So you guys are basically like somewhere around like right there.
Okay.
Did the little circle thing show up?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like right here.
So they are going to be headed down the street, and then boom, and then you're going to see them kind of disappear this way. They're going to come. They're going to come up the street. That goes through the word bone scrape on the map.
Okay. So I saw them make that turn.
Yeah. At this point, they've basically passed you. You're looking at this body. They've walked like towards you and past you.
All right, so I'm gonna start following them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow Vorys.
Salvatore?
Fall in line, following.
Kreegan?
Yep. Kreegan will follow too.
I love that we're leaving this dead fucker.
That was my next question. What are you going to do with the body?
Leave him.
Kreegan, don't forget your backpack.
Kreegan will go and drag him, at least to the meat market.
Okay.
Oh, we need to get information out of them, dog. Don't just sit there and throw them to the place where they're just gonna chop them up.
Delivery. I gotta go.
Talk to him.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't need a signature. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You guys are fine. Hold on. Okay.
It's cracked me up.
As you make your way, you can see them. They have made no effort to stop for anybody. They have not broken their stride for people in their way. Everybody has absolutely gotten out of their way. This is the fastest you've ever moved through this city. And as they make their way, they head to kind of the temple district of town. And Vorys, it becomes more and more familiar that you're like, yes, I knew this was the part of town that I've seen them in. And eventually they make their way towards the temple of Zone Kulthon.
Zon Kuthon. He's like the Hellraiser.
Oh, fuck.
Right. If he's a Hellraiser, that's good and get, right?
No.
No.
If anybody wants to give me a religion check, Salvatore, your DC will be a lot lower since you're a cleric. Vorys, yours will be a little lower for being for at least spending some time in town.
I have a -1, so I will not roll. No point in me rolling.
Okay.
And look at my lures.
Okay. Salvatore, you don't know that much about them. They are primarily a god of the quick, and nowhere near as cool as Urgathoa. So when you've got like S tier deity, who cares about C tier?
Yeah, I specialized in Urgathoa, so I know less about every other deity.
Vorys, as a member of the quick in town and just trying to get your lay of the land for the city that you're going to guard, Zon Kuthon, known as the Midnight Lord, embodies and glorifies pain, shadows, and mutilation, and is one of the most twisted and malevolent gods on the face of Golarion.
Gross.
Oh. Wonderful.
The building that you see them disappear into is the most unaesthetic, asymmetrical, incongruous thing you have ever seen. It looks like a 3-dimensional toddler scribble built into like a large structure. Kreegan, as a builder, this building like offends every ounce of sensibility that you have. You don't think it should be standing. It looks so rickety and against every principle you have as a builder. And they they just carry this third person or fourth person in right through the doors, closing the doors behind them. You all just, 20, 30 feet away from the outside of the temple.
I'll run up to the temple door and stick my ear to it. Big old bat ears too.
Give me a perception check, please. Do you have a bonus to hearing?
Nope.
Okay.
No more than anyone else does.
Okay.
I just have aesthetically large ears. Let's see here. What is it, the role that you want from me?
Perception.
What do you want from me?
What do you want from me? Dude, what's a thick door?
It is a thick door. And it's not that you can't hear anything. It's just you hear two diametrically opposed sounds. You hear, for 1 second, what sounds like screams of just utter and incredible agony. And as soon as you go, somebody's being fucking tortured in there. Let me listen some more. You hear what can only be described as the groans of sheer ecstasy and pleasure. Sometimes alternating, sometimes at the same time.
His eyes get all like comically large, and he turns around and starts trying to open the door. He's like, "What are you doing? What's going on in there?" And he's trying to open the door out. Is it locked?
It is not. And right inside, are you going to open the door?
Yeah.
Okay. You open the door, and standing there as if expecting you, or as they would had they been expecting you, you are going to see 3 human women in the same robes as everybody else. Theirs are actually going to be sleeveless. Their arms covered in scars, just like the face that you saw in the woods. Their faces covered in scars, and all of them with exceptionally fresh open wounds on their faces.
Looking around and taking all this in, Milk immediately jumps down onto one knee, and he's like, starts talking to himself, and he's scared. He doesn't know how to react to this. He's down on his knees, trying to look like he barged in to not be late for fervent worship or something.
Everybody else, you watched your little goblin buddy just burst into this temple. What would you all like to do? The door is closed behind you as well. So,
oh shit!
You're gonna see briefly the door open, 3 figures, Milk rush in, and then the door closed behind him.
Oh no!
Milk rushed in. That's not really the situation I was trying to get into, but yeah, sure.
We'll take you to all kinds of places.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm smart. I'm gonna blend in.
Yeah. Somehow I don't think that's gonna happen. I guess I'm gonna go in.
Okay.
Go in apologizing.
No apologizing.
Yeah, because then that means I acknowledge that I know who you are. So we're gonna see.
Yeah.
We're gonna check this out first.
True.
I saw a sketchy little goblin come down.
Just making sure everybody's okay.
Making sure everybody's all right.
All right. Kreegan, Salvatore, you see Vorys kind of doing his duty, Milk being Milk. You all can save yourselves and not get involved in whatever fuckery is about to befall them, but it's up to you.
Kreegan will stick around. He, if all else, he loves a good fight. So,
okay. Following
he's
in.
Just waiting for something to break out. Yeah, he's gonna follow in.
All right, Salvatore.
Salvatore will hesitantly go inside of his own Kuthon temple. He's Urgatho is not. They're not like opposing or anything like that. He just doesn't. He's just not into the torturing.
Okay.
It's too messy.
you make your way in kind of in relatively quick succession, but still one by one. And they stand there unflinching. Milk especially, you've been in there for a couple of seconds. The wounds on two of their faces are so fresh that you've watched blood like just absolutely just drip down from their faces onto their like deep gray robes. They've made no effort to wipe it away or acknowledgement that it even happened. And as you one by one kind of fall in, even in quick succession, they make no effort, no movement, no acknowledgement until the last of you is in, and they look at you. Masters Milk, Salvatore, Kreegan, and Guard Vorys. We welcome you to the empty threshold. Have you gotten our letter?
Our letter. I'll look over at Salvatore. What letter?
I have found no letters, only old letters of just crazy writings from the previous owner of the house.
Oh no, we had a missive dispatched to the house this morning, actually.
Oh,
We'll look over at little Handy. Didn't he take the letter? Or did Vorys take the letter? Oh, Vorys took it. Did we get the letter from the hand with the pretty fingernails?
You know what? In all the haste this morning, I didn't even open up the letter.
oh, well, look at that.
So
We
as
are
I like
coincidentally
I
here.
just kind of like pull it out of my pocket and yeah, we got it. I guess if this is who you send, I take it this letter.
It was sent by the head priest.
So I'll open it up.
Okay. On this black paper with what looks like drops of liquid, I'm willing to bet you can figure out what they are, is the following letter. Fellow friends of Bloodlord Berline Haldoli, I invite you to dine with me in the shadowy, scream-filled halls of the empty threshold where I faithfully fulfill my duties as head priest of the Midnight Lord. I have learned of your recent work to restore Mistress Haldoli's farm and troubling things you have discovered there. It pained me when I realized a member of my own congregation possessed information that may be related to your discovery. It seems the Dark Prince wished this information to emerge from the shadows only now. I believe it may be of use. Join me for a meal, and we can discuss this matter privately. Eternally envious, Ortegar Stitch Skull.
We're gonna eat.
Is Orty here?
Yes, High Priest Ortegard. We were expecting you later in the day, but we can receive you now if you'd like.
Yeah, it seems our hasty goblin friend here wanted to come here as early as possible. He was so interested in, I guess, the thought of pain and pleasure.
Well, I mean, maybe. He looks all squinty-eyed and sideways at the human for calling him out.
Very well. You may follow me. And they turn and kind of not so much show you, but just turn and expect you to follow them. And as they turn and you see their backs for the first time, tucked into their belts on the small of their backs are these long, serrated, jagged daggers that they all have. And they look like they've even got blood on them already. Or still.
What a way to start your day.
Ow.
You may follow us.
Let's go.
The empty threshold is the epitome of Kuthite construction. In Geb, worshippers of Zon Cthulhu have no need to hide their faith in secluded basements or shrouded attics as they do in other parts of the world. The temple is ostentatious, massive, and hideous. Its many intentional architectural defects and asymmetries are designed to cause as much aesthetic discomfort as the grimacing skulls and twisted sculptures that line its halls and alcoves. You make your way through the temple, and everywhere you go, there are just rows of doors. And you hear screams of pain, moans of agony, sometimes both, coming out of every single room. And there seems to be a pep in the step of these sisters as they walk by the rooms where just the worst blood-curdling scream goes on. Follow us. They open these just horribly irregular doors into this giant room where in the middle there is like a bird bath, like that kind of thing, stone pedestal, big cup, water, and then on 4 sides of the bird bath pool there are 4 smaller versions of the serrated knives that they carry on their backs.
This place is pretty cool, huh? Milk says kind of like awkwardly and out loud. Pretty neat.
We only ask that you perform one of our religious rites. We ask not for your conversion or your full belief, but simply that you behave as we all believe we should in order to meet the high priest. In here, we would ask that you wash blood off of you to be cleansed before meeting the high priest. And she's going to look down at Milk. You should be fine. And she's just going to kind of like outstretch an arm towards the little thing of water in the center of the room. She looks at the other 3 of you. I do not see any blood that requires washing.
I'll just hop in, armor and everything. Sploosh.
A little shake around in there.
Yeah, I'm all.
Um,
Take a little sponge and I'm like wringing out my ears.
Very good. You are now cleansed and may meet the high priest. They look at the other 3 of you and kind of down at the knives and back up to you.
So they just like freshly like cut their faces before they came in, or we came in.
They cut themselves all the time.
So they have like blood on their face.
Yes.
I'll just take a little bit of yours, and then I'll wipe her blood from her cheek onto my forehead, and then I'll just wash it off.
She like kind of freaks out the second you reach for her. This is from a few hours ago. I can cut you a fresh one if you'd like. And she picks up the knife and like puts it to her face.
I mean, whatever makes you feel good.
And she like just rips an enormous line, like way bigger than she had to. And as she does, and just starts like gushing down her face. And the other 2 look petty and mad that she got to do it. The other 2 grab their knives. One looks at Kreegan. One looks at Vorys. Would you like fresh blood as well?
I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and she just gouges out her face, big, huge things of blood, and just like throws her cheek like all in your face. And the last one is standing there looking at Kreegan, like on the verge of tears. Can I, please?
It's been too long.
Kreegan just raises his shoulders like, sure.
Oh, thank God. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. And just blood pours down her face, and the same thing. She's a little frisky, so she kind of does one of these and like splatters blood all over Kreegan. Vorys, I don't know how you went about getting yours, and Salvatore, how you went about getting yours.
I just did a little like swipe on her face and then gave myself the Simba.
Nice.
I'll definitely kind of like, just kind of like catch, just kind of like brush my hand along the face as like the blood comes down, and I'll just kind of like wipe it on the like down the arm.
Okay. They show you the proper way to, wash off the thing. They have made no effort to stop the bleeding. We're talking like dusty roads and like 86 Crimson Mask, with how much blood they have on their face. Abdul the Butcher. Like, we're talking like that shit. And they're just
pennies deep.
They went from like stoic and, kind of tough and hard to read in this religious capacity. And now they look like their legs are shaking. They are ready to smoke a cigarette and go get a towel. Now if we're all clean. Whew. Okay. Oh, all right. Right this way, please. And they walk you through another set of just the most irregular, janky, jagged doors you have ever seen. And when they open them, you have to duck out of the way because somehow one part of the door was going to hit you, but not another one as they opened it. On the other side is this immense dining room table. It could probably seat 20 people. There is a dark-skinned human in the gray robes with kind of ritualistic scars on his head. I'm hoping this works. Oh, not what I wanted. Hold on. Here we go.
Ooh, nice.
Yikes.
He's sitting at the head of the table. As you walk in, you can see him put this spider, the size of like a fist, legs still crawling, just shovels it in his mouth. Kind of startled by your presence. Wipes his mouth, folds his napkin very nicely, places it on the table in front of him, straightens up his silverware, stands up, straightens out his robe, and begins to walk towards you. And that's where we will end it for tonight.
I begin leaning backwards.
I mean, homeboy just jammed a fucking spider in his mouth, and he just invited us to dinner. So,
Milk's gonna do a lot of apologizing after this and reevaluate his life.
All right. So it felt so incredibly good to be back. It's been a while since I've done this. I was very nervous, just like riding a bike, made that much easier by these amazing guys who I'm so lucky to do this with every Tuesday. Before we get out of here, we'll give them a little chance to say a little bit something about themselves, do a little bit of channel business, and then we will get the hell out of here. Let us start. God, so many places we can start. Let's start with Kreegan. So
Yeah.
you've got this body, right, with all these scars. You're kind of starting to put pieces together. You walk both lines between quick and dead. Are these people creepy to you?
I don't know that I'd say they're creepy to Kreegan. They don't make sense to him. As a warrior, self-harm is like really weird. Like it doesn't make any sense to him. So they don't like make him feel creeped out or anything, but he kind of thinks very little of them. He has like no respect because they're like hurting themselves. That
Fair.
makes sense.
Fair.
He doesn't see them as warriors.
Yeah, they're priests. Yeah. So then, all right, tell us a little bit about our friend Landon.
I'm Landon Baker. Fortunately, today is the last day that I'm gonna have a crazy work schedule. I'm moving from like getting up at 5 in the morning back to I don't know 7 or 8 in the morning.
There you
go. Next week, so I will have a lot more energy from now on. But I was really feeling it at the end of the day just because it's been like 15 hours now. But
Yeah.
I am married. I got 2 big Saint Bernards. I always like to call them out. They
How's Beowulf doing after surgery? It's been a minute.
yeah, he's doing really good. He's not limping anymore, because he limped for a while after getting the screws in his knee. He's actually running too. So he's
good.
yeah, he's not running like a lot. I mean, he never really ran.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
much, but, like,
you don't get that big and like be like really about running.
yeah, he'll see like a bird and he'll just like run after it for like I don't know 30 feet, and then that's
Woof.
the exercise for the day.
Did
Yeah.
my part. Word. Glad to have you back. buddy.
Yeah. So I'm a software developer during the day, but I love mostly video games and tabletop games. RPGs are pretty much everything that I play. I love this group of guys. I'm really glad to get to play again. It's been
almost
I don't want to
almost
say,
a month.
Yeah, it's been almost a month. I don't want to say it's been sad not playing because I feel like that's a little like overstating it.
It's
But
not.
I've really looked forward to this. So this has been awesome. I'm glad that we're back on. So love you guys. So glad to get to be here again tonight.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. All right. Nick. So Salvatore, very big into Urgathoa, obviously so. Pretty, like I said, S-tier deity. You've now seen the practices of another religion. Sort of Urgathoa adjacent, but not really. Salvatore treating this like a live and let live kind of thing, or do you think these people are crazy?
I mean, like, it's hard because he does worship another evil deity, and so like sacrifices and like blood stuff is not too far stretch. But it's just like the way they go about it. They're just fanatical and like frantic, and 1 minute it's painful, next minute it's pleasure, and it's just like a lot. Like Urgathoa is just like, hey, feast,
go have a good time, baby.
have a good time.
We're all about the good stuff here.
Yeah. So it's just like he'll do it for today, but it's not like making any Zonkuthon friends or anything.
Fair. Tell us about our boy Nick.
My name's Nick. I got a great wife and a nice little pug and 2 cats. My cats are both super fluffy. One has black hair, one has white hair. So that's just been my life, just removing hair. My wife and I brushed her out the other day, and I was wearing a black shirt, and it was just like I was wearing a white sweater. But live in Sacramento. Kings are out of the playoffs. which makes my job a little bit easier, but everyone's bummed out. I'm like the only one that's not bummed out about them not being in the playoffs anymore.
I don't want to be busy.
Yeah. Literally, I was like, this is like 3 times more work than I want to do right now. So
for zero more money. So yeah, no.
Yeah, it's about to get hot, so that's gonna be fun, hot and windy. But now it's a little chilly, so enjoying it while it lasts.
Fair enough. Glad to have you back, buddy. Our city guard, who's in the lone position of being the one human that we still have left in the group, saw some shit today. Met the Annihilator's ex-girlfriend. A potential like kind of plug for God knows what. And now this weird religious order that you've probably walked by the temple but maybe never been inside.
Not really big into blood cults and stuff like that. That's a life I left behind.
Fair. So how you thinking about these people? Really smart of Nick, by the way, to think about, to just be like, hey, you're already bleeding, because the expectation is that you're supposed to like wonder if you're supposed to cut yourselves, cut somebody else, and then if you hesitate, they're supposed to offer it up for you. But because you were right on top of it, that's why we went that way. So good on you for that.
Yeah, that was really, because I definitely was like hesitating, like about cutting myself, like with their blade. I was like, Vorys would definitely not want to just cut himself with some random blade he found in a room, because that's not the type of guy he is.
Fair. I don't think that's a type of guy that is too rare.
Yeah, like, so that's one of those things. Yeah, I mean, he definitely is. Walk by this place. It's one of those buildings here that you just kind of go, you look at them and just go, can't believe they let him build that.
And then tell us about our boy Lou.
I'm Lewis. I'm also married with a lovely wife, 2 wonderful daughters, one a tyrannical whirlwind of 2 years old, and another tyrannical whirlwind of 13 years old.
Which is way different, but still the same.
Yeah, exactly. So needless to say, my life is quite filled from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, usually. So, but I enjoy it. I love them to death. And then my 2 fuzzy ones, my Winston and my Marlboro. So no, I'm not talking about cigarettes or anything like that. Those are just how it works.
Winston made his way to the wedding. That's how awesome the dog is. Just saying.
That's right.
Awesome.
He was
good boy,
wonderful guest.
Yeah.
As likewise as Manny was.
I did pretty well. I was actually pretty well behaved. Knocked out the best man shit. Got it. All right. As always, buddy. You and I have been doing this longer than anybody else here, so as always, I'm glad we can keep this going for however many years it's been since we started.
So many.
Yeah.
So much fun, to be honest with you. It's been a blast.
It is. Last and not least, our newest character, our sort of impulsive, barged through the doors of religious temples kind of a character. You have a good time playing Milk?
I'm ecstatic about it.
Good.
Believe I'm fully in a happy way.
So you found, the last thing you remember is you were not in Grey Dirge. Were you in Geb at all, or you just not in Grey Dirge?
No, I was in Alkenstar, and I was walking.
Okay.
So I was walking basically out of Alkenstar and got jumped by ghouls and woke up being dragged by Kreegan.
So you fall asleep in the technologically advanced nation to the north, wake up in the undead nation of the south, meet up with this crazy crew, and now are kind of thrown in to this. You interested in staying and helping, or are you just kind of here to hang out for a little bit and just do whatever?
At this point, it's personal curiosity. He enjoys the fact that he has a house. That's a big thing to him, because he's been homeless many times. So like he's willing to give what he's got to keep the people that are housing him at least happy and alive as much as possible. But definitely he's driven by his own mental instability and curiosity.
Fair.
Oh, that's definitely apparent.
The drives of many a famous person throughout history,
Including most of the people probably on this camera right now. Awesome, buddy. I'm glad you're having a good time with Milk. It does seem to fit you very well, so I'm happy for you. And then tell us about our boy Tenta.
I'm Tenta. I'm now 40. I am officially out of my 30s, and which I miss half as much, half as much as I miss my 20s. 20s was lame. 30s was all right. 40s should
dope.
be killer.
40s are dope, man.
Hopefully, my goal is just to get as buff as possible and just be that fucking giant old man for the rest of my life. So we'll see how it goes.
Goals.
I'm married. My wife's name is Mars. I've got 2 cats, Dr. Julian Bashir and GrowedUpGeek. And we live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And life is good. I'm happy to be back with my friends again, doing my favorite thing to do. And everything's just coming up win over here.
Awesome. All right. That is our amazing cast. Like I said, I am so glad to have been doing this together for at least 2 years, with most of them, with Lou longer, Nick a little shorter, but glad to do this. As much as I would have enjoyed playing, I am very glad to be back here and for everything to just kind of be back to the way it's always been and for us to do us the way we always have. So that is going to do it for us tonight. We will be back on our regular Tuesday schedule now. That everything has kind of settled down. So you can join us here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time for the next episode of Bloodlords. In the meantime, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@GrowedUpGeek. You can check every stream we've ever done. I believe we are somewhere in the 140 episodes of tabletop role-playing game streaming. Most of them 3 hours long, so 400, 500 hours of content, one-shots, long campaigns, multiple settings, a couple of different systems now. Check us out. Give us a like, follow, subscribe here on Twitch or on YouTube. That's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much to everybody who watched, to Johnny Orc for this subscription, to these amazing guys who kind of hang out and wait for us to be together and play and don't miss a beat. It means the world to me. Thank you guys so much. This has been an incredible good time after so long away. I love you all. That's going to do it for us tonight. See us next Tuesday, right back here for next episode of Bloodlords. Always remember, I love tabletop role-playing games and the people who play them. Have a good night, everybody. We out of here.
Bye.